All right, let's jump right in. We're going to tackle a really important question today. What's the real difference between a website that just kind of sits there online and one that actually, grows a business? Well, the answer, as you're about to see, is all about having a marketing strategy before you even start building anything.
Okay, so this quote really sets the stage for our whole conversation. A goal without a plan is just a wish. It's so true, right? So many businesses have this big goal for their website. They want more leads, they want more sales. But if there's no actual plan behind it, that goal is never going to be more than just wishful thinking. And here's where it gets kind of crazy. Let's talk about how common this is. A whopping 98% of business owners admit they don't have a documented marketing plan for their website. Just think about that for a second. This isn't a small mistake a few people make. It is the overwhelming norm. And that norm is costing businesses big time.
So, why is this happening? Well, it really boils down to a super common and honestly a pretty fundamental mistake in how people approach this whole thing. You've probably seen this a million times. The standard approach is, let's build a really pretty website, launch it into the world, and then we'll figure out, okay, now how do we get people to actually come here? This whole build first, market later idea, it's a reactive approach. It basically turns your website into a fancy digital brochure. But that's not what it should be. A website is supposed to be a hardworking engine for your business, not some static pamphlet you just hope people find.
So what happens when you do this? What are the actual consequences of that build-first mindset? Well, let me put it this way. It's a lot like building your entire business on sand. And this analogy just hits the nail on the head. Launching a website without a marketing plan, it's exactly like building a house on sand. Yeah, it might look great for a little while, but it has zero structure to support any real growth or, stand the test of time. A plan, on the other hand, is that solid foundation that you can actually build something lasting on. And look, the numbers here are just staggering. According to Marketing Pros, companies that actually have a documented strategy are 313% more likely to say they're successful. That's not just a little bit better, that is a massive game-changing difference. And it doesn't stop there. The Content Marketing Institute found that just having that plan written down boosts your chances of success with content marketing by 63%. So the takeaway here is crystal clear. Planning isn't just some nice-to-have extra. It's a core driver of real results and gives you a huge competitive edge. Okay, so if building without a plan is the big problem, what's the solution? Well, it's all about creating a blueprint for your success before you lay the first brick. The fix is really a complete shift in how you think about it. Instead of building and then marketing, you have to plan first and then build with purpose. That documented strategy, that's the thing that turns your website from just another expense on a spreadsheet into a powerful asset that actually makes money for your business. All right, so what does this plan actually look like in practice? Let's break it down into what I'm calling the 3 essential pillars. So these 3 pillars are, first, a better user experience. Second, targeted SEO and traffic. And third, measurable success. Let's take a quick look at how each one really works. First up is user experience, or UX. When you plan ahead, you're not just designing a site that you think looks cool. You're strategically building a site that is a dream for your ideal customer to use. You're asking questions like, can people find our contact info in 2 seconds? Or is our checkout process super simple? And you're answering them before a developer writes a single line of code. And why is this such a big deal? Because a fantastic user experience leads directly to better business results. It's simple. When a site is easy and intuitive, people stick around longer. They're way more likely to become a lead, and yeah, they end up buying more stuff. And that's the whole point, isn't it? Pillar number 2 is targeted SEO. Having a plan means you stop guessing what people might be searching for. You do the research, you find the exact keywords and phrases your ideal customers are typing into Google. And then that research informs everything, from your blog titles to your page URLs. You're building your site's entire structure around those key terms right from day one. When you're proactive about SEO like this, it just makes your site way easier for search engines like Google to find and rank highly. But even more importantly, it means you track the right kind of traffic. We're talking about qualified, hot customers who are already searching for exactly what you sell, not just a bunch of random clicks. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, measurable success. A strategic plan forces you to actually define what success even means. You're setting concrete goals right from the start. Is the goal 50 new leads a month? Is it a 3% conversion rate on your store?
A plan makes your goals specific, so you know exactly what you're shooting for. Because if you don't have those clear, defined goals, how in the world do you know if your website is even working? You're basically just throwing darts at a dartboard while you're blindfolded. You might hit something by pure luck, but you have no real strategy and absolutely no way to get better over time.
Okay, let's pull this all together. How do we take that wish for a great website and actually turn it into a reality for our business?
Here's the key thing to remember from all this. A documented marketing plan is the bridge. It delivers a better user experience that gets you more conversions. It pulls in the right kind of traffic through smart SEO. And it gives you measurable, trackable results so you always know what's working and what you need to fix. And that brings us right back to where we started. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Right now, is your website a wish, just hoping for success? Or is it a plan, engineered for it? Because the difference between those two, well, it's everything.